How's it going, everybody? Today, we're going to be counting down from 10 to 1 of my most anticipated movies of 2017. Keep in mind, a lot of the ones that are announced so far this year are big blockbuster movies, so that's pretty much going to dominate my top 10 right now. By the end of the year, my top 10 of the year will probably not be all blockbusters. Probably some of these may not even be good. It's the most anticipated. It's not what I think is going to be the best. It's what I'm standing in a movie theater, which one would I go see if they're both playing at the same time? That's how I'm ranking these lists. And yeah, just keep that in mind. A lot of these ones are blockbuster type movies. Every time, like 2 years ago, my top favorite movie of the year, I did have Force Awakens, but number 2 was Room. That kind of flip-flopped as I thought about Room more. Room was my favorite movie that year, so again, I don't know when all these little indie ones are going to come out. I don't quite know. But with that said, let's get going on my top 10 of 2017. So I'll start things off with a couple honorable mentions. Kong Skull Island, The Fate of the Furious, Lego Batman movie, really looking forward to that. John Wick Chapter 2, Thor Ragnarok, just missing my top 10. I'm really looking forward to that, especially directed by Taika Waititi, who did What We Do in the Shadows and this year's Hunt for the Wilder People. I haven't seen The Hunt for the Wilder People yet, but I did see What We Do in the Shadows, and it's hilarious. So I'm really excited for Thor Ragnarok, just missing my top 10. But there's a lot of good movies coming out next year, and let's get down to my top 10. Coming in at number 10 will be The Beauty and the Beast. I'm really looking forward to this one because, of course, I've seen the Disney animated classic of that one. But more importantly, I'm excited because Disney's track record on these live action ones have been really hot as of late, other than excluding Alice in Wonderland and Maleficent. But you got Cinderella and you have The Jungle Book, which I really love. The Jungle Book. I actually didn't really see much of Cinderella, but we're looking forward to The Beauty and the Beast because it's expertly cast. Emma Watson playing Belle is perfect. You got Dan Stevens playing the Beast, which I'm really interested to see, especially the look of him from the trailer, as well as the rest of the cast with Ian McKellen as Cogsworth, Ewan McGregor, Lumiere, you got Emma Thompson as Mrs. Potts. They're just the cast goes on, and I can't not be excited because this cast has picked, I think, Stanley Tucci's in a role as well. I'm just excited just because of that cast, and again, Disney's track record has been great, especially coming off The Jungle Book. At number 9 is Wonder Woman. I'm excited for this one, not based on DC's track record here. That's the opposite of what I just said about Beauty and the Beast, but because the trailer looked insane. I love the trailer. The action looks amazing. Patty Jenkins is directing this one, and I feel like this one can kind of stand away from the Batman v Superman if you didn't like that one, or Suicide Squad, which I liked even less. I did like Batman v Superman quite a bit, actually. But I'm really excited for Wonder Woman. Again, like I said, it takes place in World War One. That action looks great in it. They're adding a little bit more humor in it. I think curious to see how Gal Gadot does as Wonder Woman. I didn't get enough of a sample size, I think, in Batman v Superman to formulate a full opinion on that, but I'm excited for it nonetheless, especially with Chris Pine being her co-lead. Coming in number 8 is a sequel to one of my favorite movies of 2 years ago, Kingsman: The Golden Circle. I am so pumped for the sequel. Matthew Vaughn coming back to direct it with Taron Egerton back in the starring role. There's some weird rumors. Spoiler alert if you have not seen the first Kingsman. Just give you a second. Okay, that Colin Firth is coming back, which is a little strange, but there's a rumor that that's happening. Channing Tatum's in this one. I'm excited for this one, especially just Matthew Vaughn is the real hero and star of this one, because the way, if you saw the movie, the church scene, that's all I have to say. The church scene. And Freebird. Coming in at number 7 is Justice League. Because I did like Batman v Superman, I'm excited a little bit more for Justice League. Other people might not be. But it's exciting because you get to see, it's like when the first time you see the Avengers, to see all these DC superheroes on screen at the same time, all together. You got Wonder Woman, Batman, potentially Superman, because they're, again, Batman v Superman, at the end of that, you saw what happened. The Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg. It's just exciting. It's exciting. Whether the movie's good or not remains to be seen. Hopefully Zack Snyder learned from some of the mistakes he made in Batman v Superman and can capitalize on the trailer looked great. It looked funny. They had a little more humor with the Flash. I'm pumped for it. Hopefully it's good. At number 6 is Spider-Man Homecoming. After seeing Captain America Civil War, I can't not be excited for Spider-Man Homecoming. And then the trailer just upped that excitement a little bit more. You get that John Hughes old high school movie flavor mixed in with the superhero genre. Spider-Man he's meant to be in high school, and Tom Holland played that part so well in Civil War. Michael Keaton playing Vulture as the villain. There's a lot to be looked forward to in this one, and it adds a new type of kind of mix to Spider-Man, because Tobey Maguire's one, He was in high school, kind of, but Tobey Maguire looked like he was about 30. And same with Andrew Garfield, just looked older. I'm excited for this one because the feel of Spider-Man is kind of true to his comic book origin. At number 5 is Logan, the follow-up to The Wolverine, directed again by James Mangold, who's coming back to direct this one. Hugh Jackman's last one as Wolverine. It's exciting because especially the trailer was dark. It felt like something completely different from the X-Men series that's almost refreshing. It felt like a Western. It felt like The Last of Us, the video game, especially with the potential X-23 playing the little young girl there. You got Xavier, potentially his last movie, potentially Patrick Stewart's last movie as Charles Xavier. Again, the feel of this trailer with that Johnny Cash song playing in the background was so sweet. It's so awesome. It jumped up. Like, I was looking forward to Logan, but after seeing that trailer, that's why I got to the number 5 spot. At number 4 is War for the Planet of the Apes. I could not be more excited for this one. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes was amazing. Rise was amazing. This trilogy could be one of the best trilogies of all time. It's in that talk that it could be because both two first films were great. If this one delivers at least equal to Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, you got yourself a golden trilogy. Again, Andy Serkis as Caesar is amazing. Cannot be more excited for this one. And again, Woody Harrelson. That's my only concern is Woody Harrelson. Is he going to be a little cheesy as a villain, or is he going to be actually a menacing villain? That's the real question mark. I'm excited to see who that, again, the trailer with that little girl on the back of the apes there, what her kind of role is in this. Is it going to be Caesar's like last stand, the connection to the humans that he has? And I have a bad feeling that Caesar's going out in this movie. I think he's probably biting the dust, but cannot be like War of the Planet of the Apes. I'm stoked for it. At number 3 is a follow-up to one of my favorite superhero films of all time, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The band is back together. You got Baby Groot this time, though, who looks hilarious with Rocket. These characters are so great that I just want to just go hang out. I don't care what the plot of the movie is. As long as I can hear these characters banter and talk back and forth, that's all I really need. But you do have Kurt Russell coming in as Ego the Living Planet. I'm curious how that's going to play out. I have no idea. But there's just so much to be excited about. Get Star-Lord back, Gamora, Drax, who is hilarious. That trailer, that end scene with Drax talking with Star-Lord and saying he wants to be tested by the mind reader girl. Man, I just want to spend time with these characters again. That's basically what it comes down to. These characters are so great that I need to see this movie. And number 2 is Dunkirk, Christopher Nolan's next film, this war movie about the evacuation at Dunkirk in World War II. I'm pumped for it. Just Christopher Nolan movies have become events. He hasn't made, I don't think, a bad movie. Some people didn't like Interstellar as much, but I think if you watch that, I really enjoyed Interstellar, and I think if you watch that more and more, a lot of people are warming up to Interstellar and liking it a little bit more. I don't think he's made a bad movie. I really don't. Ever since Memento, The Prestige, all the Batman films, like, and everything in between that, like, I am pumped for this because, yeah, Christopher Nolan movies have become events. I'm curious about the summer release date, but it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't concern me. You would think it maybe would have been like a November release, but hey, Nolan's movies are becoming events, so that's why it's probably placed in the summer. Dunkirk is, like I said, Dunkirk or Guardians of the Galaxy, and I loved the first one. I have to see Dunkirk. I have to. But there's one movie that I will have to see more than any of those. You've probably guessed it. It's probably on the most of everyone. It's probably on the top most anticipated movie of like everyone's list, and that will be Star Wars Episode 8. There's kind of going to be a new bittersweet type element because of the passing of Carrie Fisher. You're probably going to, especially because she's rumored to have more of a significant role in this movie, so you're going to have to see that, and again, like, let that emotion wash over you. Then you got to watch the movie the rest of the time. But with that out of the way, Rian Johnson's directing this, who directed Looper, and I loved Looper, and he's going to add such a darkness and grit to it that I think is going to make this Star Wars more, like, way more different than The Force Awakens was, because Force Awakens, a lot of people's, if you didn't like it, the complaint is that it felt too much like the old films. I think Rian Johnson's going to make this completely new. I'm excited to see these characters all come back together with Rey, Finn, Poe, Kylo Ren. It's just an exciting middle chapter that I think Rian Johnson is really going to knock out of the park. And of course, you're finally going to get more Luke Skywalker instead of him just standing and staring. So that's exciting. Man, those are my top 10. There's multiple others, like I said, that I left off the list, and especially all those other indie films that come mid-year, I'll be like, well, I'm actually more excited for that one now because I've seen a trailer and I know who's directing and starring in this movie. So, anyways, those are my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2017. What's your list look like? What are you looking forward to in the comment section below? Let me know. My top 10 movies of the year is coming. Just have a couple more movies to see. But again, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos each and every week. That is it. I will talk to y'all later.